Guess who's back on YouTube? It is the Viper245. I've changed my name because just didn't like the last one. I'm going to start doing videos on the Attitude Era. I know it's years and years ago, but still, I love the Attitude Era. Absolutely loved it. I'm going to do a lot of reviews on it. To be honest, I just thought it was an absolute great time to be a wrestling fan. It's obviously going to be WWF only, because to be honest, not a big fan. I was never a big fan of WCW, because I think when I first came into wrestling, I only watched the WWF. I heard of WCW through other friends who try to watch both shows, but obviously there's only one show that they all wanted to watch over here in Ireland, which was WWF. I'm going to start off with the Royal Rumble 1998. I know some people say 97 was the Attitude Era, but I'm just really wanting to start from 98 up to the end of 2001, which was Vengeance 2001. So I might do the odd Raw and SmackDown when it gets into 1990. I'll do the more significant Raw episodes, like when big things happened. I will watch every single Raw. I'm going to watch every Raw that was on from 98 up to 2001. And I'll see which one I can do. I might do some of them. I might do all of them even. I'm not too sure yet. I will watch the Raw after the Royal Rumble tonight, and then might do a review on that, obviously, because it was a very significant Raw. So we'll begin. This was in San Jose, California. An absolute epic show, to be fair. Actually, I must say every match was at least watchable. Like the first match, even between Vader and Goldust, it was actually pretty good. I gave it 2 stars. Some people might think, some people hate, maybe not like that match, but I thought it was pretty good. Like Goldust started off attacking Vader, then Vader pushes Goldust into Luna. Luna was an absolute nut job. Oh, she was crazy. I actually liked her too, but get on with this. Vader, then they start fighting outside for a bit. Then Goldust comes back in and starts dominating, pushes Vader excuse me, into the stairs. Then Luna attacks Vader by kicking him, and obviously Vader cracks up. Goldust then was doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches. Then he decides to kiss him. This Goldust is absolutely a funny character though. Still, Vader then clotheslines Goldust and puts him inside out. Inside out. It was absolutely fantastic. Goldust sells it very well. Goldust then low blows Vader while Luna has the ref distracted. And then probably one of the best finishes of a match, the best possible finish from this match, was when Luna was trying to come in when Vader was doing the Vader bomb. He gets her on his shoulders, and then Vader bombs Goldust while Luna was on top of him. She gets out, and basically a great finish to the match. That's why I'm giving it 2 stars. I probably would have given it a star and 3, but fair enough. It was nearly a star performance for the finish, but so other than that, 2 stars. Had no problems with the match, but we'll just leave it at that. So next match then was a 6-man tag team match. I can't really say man. We say a little man tag team match between Maxi Mini, Mizuko Nova versus Battalion, El Torito, and Tarantula. Or whatever. I'm not great at pronunciation, Mexican or Spanish names. But for a midget match, it was absolutely brilliant. I thought there was some great stuff in this. Special referee was actually Sunny. She actually seemed to really enjoy herself. But I thought it was a very good match. I gave it 2.5 stars, maybe over rating it. But midget, it was actually a pretty good match. Some of these midgets actually are probably better than some of the. Actually, these midgets are probably better than the fucking half the wrestlers in WWE and TNA combined, and that's fucking saying something. But a lot of arm drags in this match, but sure, who cares? But sure, they're only little people. Jerry the King Lawler just had a fucking field day during this match with all the little jokes. It was a bit silly, but still, sure, that's Jerry the King Lawler for you. But a lot of high pace, a lot of flying clotheslines. But Maxi Mini was probably the smallest in here, but still, he did some nice stuff. Sonny helps him a bit with a few, kind of lift him up, giving him drop kicks. El Torino then drops over the top rope onto the Battalion, and Mosaic then actually does a corkscrew springboard onto the rest of them, which was absolutely fantastic. Then Maxi Mini then gets the win by rolling up El Torino which was a very good match. A lot of fast paced. The crowd were into it, but not. It was very quiet in parts of the match. Yeah, you can understand they weren't expecting this, but I thought it was a nice little surprise to the card. So 2.5 stars. Next match was for the WWF Intercontinental title. between The Rock and Ken Shamrock. Personally, I love this rivalry because I remember I started watching WWF at the end of '97. Like, I think it was only 7 at that time. And what got to me was The Rock and Ken Shamrock. Like, it was starting to build that rivalry. Like, the rivalry was fantastic. Like, it basically went for the whole of '98 nearly, up to the point then when they were both in the corporation. Like, it was this match as well was very good. Unfortunately, it had a sneaky ending to it, but still, like, that's, you don't mind those type of sneaky finish because it was a very good match. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was an absolute excellent match. Shamrock started off by getting the upper hands, using his legs and all that, obviously because of his MMA background. Rock then comes back in, clotheslines Shamrock, and then Shamrock clotheslines him twice, but then Rock blocked the Hurricane Rana and then puts Shamrock right onto the throat first onto the ropes. Rock then dominates for a bit with Shamrock in the corner. Rock counters Shamrock with an awesome DDT for 2. Shamrock starts to fight back with a nice power slam to get 2. Shamrock goes then for the ankle lock, but Kama and Dilo both come in. Then he punches Kama and then kind of punches Dilo, and then Dilo gets stuck in the ropes. And then Rock hits Shamrock with the brass knucks for 2. Then Shamrock, and then he puts Shamrock Rovers. I was going to say Shamrock. Then he puts the knucks into his trunks. Shamrock gets a belly to belly for 3. And then obviously Ken Shamrock won the title, but then The Rock goes to the ref, oh, he hit me with it, and then he started checking them over, and then the referee just accused Shamrock and gives Rock back the belt, and then basically Shamrock goes crazy and just puts the ankle lock on Mike Chioda. Absolutely brilliant. Good end to the match. Bit of a crappy but like, this obviously was going to build up, which it will do later next then into the Royal Rumble then, but other than that, it was a great match, 3 3/4 stars. Next match then was for the WWF Tag Team Titles. LOD versus the New Age Outlaws. I thought this match was, it was okay, but LOD got the New Age Outlaws over. I don't care, but this wasn't a good match. I give it a star and 3/4. Probably obviously the worst match of the card. But like, that's no disrespect to those two. It just wasn't a good match. But LOD did put New Age Outlaws over though. Like, New Age Outlaws were one of the best, absolutely one of the best tag teams I've ever seen. I actually didn't like him, obviously, because when you're a kid you tend to go for more of the good guys, but I didn't know too much of LOD back then, really. But as I've kind of got older, got to watch more of their matches, one of the best tag teams I've ever watched, to be honest. But we'll get on with this. They all start off by brawling in the ring. Really, the LOD dominated this whole match, really, up to about the last couple of minutes. But Hawk gets a nice neck breaker and a nice arm drag. Hawk grabs Billy by his hair and then swings him around. It's absolutely funny. And then LOD, the New Age Outlaws, start to dominate Animal and Hawk. Road Dogg handcuffs Hawk to the ring post while Animal is getting beaten up by the New Age. But then he starts to fight back, but then fucking Road Dogg comes in and hits Animal in the back with a chair then for the DQ. A second consecutive DQ. I don't think this match needed. I think New Age could have easily won this match if they wanted to. They could have. It would have probably been a bit better finish, but then they start beating up on Animal then, and Animal then Hawk just breaks the handcuffs off, comes in and they start kicking New Age Outlaws' ass. But not really a great match. I'll give it a star and 3/4 at best. I think you'd give it a star just for effort, but whatever way you want to look at it, it wasn't a good match. So next match then was, let's see, what's the next match? It was the Royal Rumble match, actually. Very, very good match, I must say. It was a bit of a weird rumble because the fact of the matter is Mick Foley was in here 3 times. Now, 3 times, I wouldn't be too mad on that. I thought it was a bit silly. The fact of the matter is he came in as his alter egos, basically. Like, he came in first, he was first in as Cactus Jack with Terry Funk, both as Chainsaw Charlie. But they both started off then with basically a hardcore rumble, which was pretty cool. And then I think it was Tom Brady coming next. He was basically gone after about 10 seconds. Cactus then suplexed Terry Funk through 2 chairs. Ours I put down, oh my. Then The Rock is next in at number 4 and then goes straight for Terry Funk. Excuse me. Then the next to be eliminated, I think, was actually Mosh. Mosh was next to be eliminated, because obviously Cactus then got eliminated thanks to Chainsaw Charlie. Then it was Mosh. What else happened? Then before Cactus got eliminated, he hits Rock with a trash can, puts it over his head, starts punching him, and hitting him with a chair. with it then as well was absolutely brilliant. Terry Funk or Chainsaw Charity does an absolute stupid move and misses. Um, Cactus gets eliminated then by Terry Funk. Blackjack Bradshaw then comes in and goes straight for 8 Ball. Owen Hart was supposed to come out at number 9, and NWA's Jeff Jarrett attacks him with Jim Cornette. And obviously then he couldn't come in at that time. D'Lo then comes in, Rock hammers on Blackman, Rock and D'Lo then go out. Then you'd think then the two Nation fellas would work together, but no, they start fighting with each other. Then Kurgan comes in, this big fucking monster, and eliminates straight away Mosh. And then Mark Merrow is next in. Then Kurgan again eliminates Blackman. Shamrock then comes in and goes straight for the big monster, and it takes about 6 of them to eliminate him. And then I think it was Trasher was next in. Mankind then came in then second time for Mick Foley, eliminates obviously Chainsaw Charity, who lasted over 20 minutes. Like, I have to admit, that's fantastic. And then The Rock eliminates Shamrock then with a low blow. Mankind, though, he lasted about 5 minutes thanks to Goldust throwing him out. Hart then comes out then after Jeff, because obviously with Jeff Jarrett coming in, and then he eliminates Jarrett, and then Hart is gone thanks to Triple H. Then Oddman Johnson comes in, then he's gone thanks to D'Lo and Mark Henry, who came in just after that. Phineas Godwin has gone thanks to Mark Henry. Mark Henry actually didn't look too bad in this. Stone Cold comes in then after that, then everyone, obviously Austin was the marked man, eliminates Mark Merrow straight away, and then 8 Ball, Rock, Chains, Kama and Trasher. Like, he eliminated over 6 people, which is fantastic for anyone, to be honest. It did end up going between Rock, Austin and Farouk, and Rock eliminated Farouk of all people, which I thought was a bit of a shocker there, but what can you say? Then it was between Austin and Rock. Austin stuns Rock and then fucks him over for the win. It was actually good to see Austin winning, and Mike Tyson was at this as well, obviously supporting Austin. But overall, I thought it was a very good Royal Rumble. I thought it was probably the second best Royal Rumble match probably of all time. I'll give it 4 stars. Unfortunately, today's Royal Rumble matches are absolutely cat. They're shite. But sure, what can you do? Next match then was the main event for the WWF Championship in a casket match between HBK and The Undertaker. I thought this match was good now. I'd give it 3.5 stars. Obviously, it wasn't the best match you'll ever see, but it was good enough. I thought 3.5 stars. Could have been better, but fair enough. But still, Shawn starts off by punching The Undertaker, which doesn't really work. Taker goes for a chokeslam, but Michael counters, and then Taker chokeslams Michaels by dragging him in the air. Taker backdrops Michaels onto the casket, and this is obviously where the back problems begin and all that. Obviously, it didn't affect him then, it affected him obviously a couple of days later. Then Taker dominates for a bit, then while Michaels goes top rope, tries to go for a crossbody. Taker then reverses it into a power slam. Michaels then pile drives Taker onto the steps. This was fucking awesome, I must say. You could hear his head just cracking off it. You'd think Undertaker would be gone, but no. Then Undertaker then chokeslams him, and then tombstones HBK into the casket, while then 6 men then come out then, including the New Age Outlaws and Savio Vega and some of his posse. Kane comes out, cleans house, and then everyone thinks, oh yeah, Kane's with Undertaker, but no, Kane comes out and attacks the Undertaker, fucks him into the casket, locks it up, and obviously then HBK gets the win. But after that then it was the shocking part, Kane setting the casket fucking literally on fire. And then obviously at the end of the show, obviously it's shown that Taker was not in it. This obviously is building up to an awesome WrestleMania match between the two of them, but that probably ending, it was a shocking ending, alright. It was, the thing just went up in fire, it was quick as anything, but overall it was a good match, and I'll give it 3.5 stars. So overall, this was an absolute good way to start off 1998. I'll give it the total of 8.5, and this was the Viper 4245 saying, my next video actually will be could be possibly tomorrow. I'm going to watch the Raw episode next. I watched some of it last night. It was like, you kind of say to yourself, yeah, the early days of 1998 wasn't the best in terms of Raw. Like, there's 1 or 2 maybe significant moments, but the matches on Raw usually are not the best. It's usually the segments, but so that'll be my next video, so I'll talk to you then. Take care.